My name is Devesh Patel, editor at Trade Finance Global and host of Trade Finance Talks. Today I'm joined by Karen Orzewski, who is the Senior Investment Manager for Business Development at the OPEC Fund for International Development, and we're here at EBRD's Trade Facilitation Programme Annual Conference in Vienna. Karen, welcome to Trade Finance Talks.
Thank you very much.
So, quick introduction, who are you, where are you from, and what do you do?
Thank you very much, and first and foremost, thank you for the opportunity to be here and to represent the OPEC Fund. My name, as you said, is Karen Orzewski. I'm a Senior Investment Manager at the Private Sector and Trade Finance Operations Department at the OPEC Fund for International Development. We are based here in Vienna, and I've been with the OPEC Fund for 15 years, and I've started the trade finance operations, and I'm very enthusiastic about the work we are doing, especially in these times which we have at the moment. What am I doing at the OPEC Fund? I'm responsible for the origination of business from our corporate customers, but also from our commercial or financial institutions in order to, for the trade finance and for the private sector. And I lead the operations until the approval process. So I do the evaluation of the risks and the presentation of the transactions to our approval bodies.
Thank you very much. And managing risk, incredibly important key theme of the conference. But just taking a bit of a step back, what exactly does the OPEC Fund for International Development do? How does it help those corporate and FI financial institution customers?
Yeah, the OPEC Fund for International Development was founded in 1976 as a South-South multilateral development finance institution. It was founded by the OPEC member states, and we have a global mission. We work in the low and middle income countries apart from our member states. So we are not working in Saudi or Kuwait. OPEC is not a member of our institution. We are separate, a complete independent organization funded and supervised by our member states. This year actually was a very successful year for the OPEC Fund because we placed our first inaugural benchmark bond in the market. Our mission is to foster South-South trade, and also we have fully embraced the Sustainable Development Goals. And we work through two main windows. The one is the public sector, and the other one is the private sector and trade finance operations department. In the public sector, we provide financing to the governments for projects in essential areas such as health, infrastructure, etc. And in the private sector and trade finance, we actually private sector, we focus on financing of corporates, of financial institutions, as well as on project finance. And in trade finance, we have quite a diversified portfolio. We do import-export transactions, we do structured commodity finance, we do financing of commercial banks in order to support international trade. And we can do Western-style financing as well as financing Islamic financing, Mudaraba transactions. We also have unfunded trade finance risk-sharing programs in place where we share with our partners, being that commercial banks or international development finance institutions, where we share the risks with our partners. That's in short what the OPEC Fund is actually doing. So it's very well diversified because we have a worldwide mandate, we work in a lot of countries, and we are actually very proud of what we are doing.
Thank you very much. No, that's a really helpful overview. I guess with the theme of emerging and developing markets, access to finance, trade finance gap 2.5 trillion, the poorer countries tend to suffer the most. How does the OPEC Fund actually help those markets increase their access to finance?
Actually, as I said before, we have the two windows, the public sector and the private sector and trade finance operations department, where our partner countries and our partner organizations can benefit from. And in addition, addition, we have thematic financings. After COVID, or before, after COVID hit us, we dedicated 1 billion of our own sources towards a COVID initiative. Also, with regard to the food crisis, we have dedicated 1 billion of our own resources to food security, our food security action plan, and addressing perhaps the most or the core challenge of our times, the climate change. We adopted a climate action change plan in September last year, under which we set ourselves objectives to dedicate 40% of our total approvals for climate change.
Thank you very much. I guess in terms of risk sharing is also quite popular amongst the trade finance community. Are there options for you to risk share with other multilateral banks like EBRD?
Actually, EBRD was our first partner as a risk-sharing partner back in 2008, and we are very active in sharing the risk with the EBRD, especially in Central Asia and the Caucasus region, and we are looking forward to doing more with EBRD. But we also have other risk-sharing programs in place with other development finance institutions, but also commercial banks. So we are quite diversified.
Thank you very much. And final question, I guess technology has been a constant theme throughout this conference, but I guess digitization rather than digitalization, so evolution, not revolution. Are there any new digital tools that OPEC Fund for International Development uses to help, that you can use to help streamline that risk management process?
The OPEC Fund actually has quite specialized structured products in trade finance, which are tailored to the customers or our partners' needs. Concerning your question, we are looking to an online portal, actually an online customer portal, where the customer can input their financing requests and any kind of details in there. We are also considering the utilization of artificial intelligence and have test programs running for more standardized tasks. And in particular, we have a trial for AI for compliance, the standard compliance KYC tasks. And for us, these will be the first steps actually to see how it goes, and then to see what else we can do in order to streamline the operations and make them more efficient.
Thank you very much, Karine. That was Karine Osuski from the OPEC Fund for International Development speaking to Trade Finance Talks at the EBRD Trade Facilitation Programme Conference here in Vienna. Thank you.
Thank you very much.